Good morning, everyone. If I can have your attention, we're going to go ahead and start with our media availabilities in advance of tomorrow's Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Go Bowling at the Glen. We're joined here this morning by the driver of the number 88 Exalta Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman. Also joined by two other special guests, Michaela Biankin and the Managing Director of Global Motorsports for Exalta, Mr. Wade Robinson. Welcome, all of you. Before we get started with questions, though, Alex, a special helmet this weekend. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so, we have a lot of different partners that we get to do really cool, meaningful things with, and with Exalta and CarStar this weekend, we have a helmet that Michaela actually designed through the Accelerate the Cure contest, and it's got to do with finding a cure for cystic fibrosis. And I don't know a ton about cystic fibrosis. I've been learning about it and hearing people's stories throughout the couple events that we've done for this contest. But really excited to show everybody. I think the helmet looks great, and it's always really cool to have partners that kind of do things to make things a little more meaningful and that kind of hit home.
Excellent. Well, before we go to questions, Michaela and Alex, why don't you guys show us the helmet, and then Michaela, tell us a little bit more about the design.
All right. You want to pull it off?
Sure. Oh my gosh, this is my first time seeing the helmet. It looks awesome. So I designed the helmet representing cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is a multi-organ disease, but it mainly affects the lungs. So I wanted to showcase lungs on the back, really bright and beautiful, and in a blue light representing clarity, which is something that I look forward to in a cure of cystic fibrosis, hopefully in the near future. Just clear breathing, easy breathing, something a lot of people take for granted. Because finding a cure for cystic fibrosis is so important and will save so many lives. And I incorporated the DNA because CF is a genetic disease. And I also wanted to really put roses on the side because there's a really sentimental story to me about a young boy who has cystic fibrosis pronouncing it as 65 roses. So that's a really beautiful way of looking at the disease, that even though it's painful, it's very beautiful. And I think that metaphor, it stays with a lot of people with living with the disease. So I wanted to incorporate all those things together, and I'm really happy with how it turned out.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much, Michaela.
Thank you.
Let's open it up to questions now. If you raise your hand will get a microphone to you.
Bob, I think I saw your hand go up.
We'll start right up front here with Bob.
I have a racing question for you.
I figured that was what was coming.
Bob Parker's Fox Sports. When you start trying to learn about the Glen and trying to prepare for the Glen, how big a deal is the inner loop, and how much do you feel like you've mastered it by now, or not at all?
I'm going with not at all. I don't know. This is a place that historically I've struggled at. We struggled last year here. I was really sick, but I don't know. It's road course racing's never been my background or something that I've felt super confident about. Sonoma, we were really fast throughout the weekend and then struggled in the race, lost power steering. We were really hit and miss at the road course races last year. So I'm going to try like hell today. But other than that, I mean, it's just watching a lot of tape. Went to the simulator this week, which I've only gone to once this year. Just trying everything I can try. But I think it's just a matter of experience and getting reps here. You know, this is only my second time here competitively, you know, so just trying to really learn about it and do the best job I can do.
Is there anything specific about the inner loop that you concentrate on?
It's hard. Not crashing, not screwing it up. I think just carrying speed through the center section there is really important. I felt like last year I overslowed it compared to the guys I was racing around, so I just got to carry speed through it.
We'll stay right up front here to Nate Ryan.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. I got a couple, Alex. So you mentioned the speeds here. You're going to have maybe slightly less horsepower than last year, but way more downforce. So you're expecting speeds to be up at a track where it's already really fast?
Yeah, I think we don't really know how fast we're going to go, but I think we're going to go faster for sure. We were trying to figure that out in the simulator of what the target lap time really is or isn't. When I got in there and ran the lap times that they kind of targeted to begin with, I was like, man, this feels like it has way too much grip. But who knows? Maybe we unload for practice, and that's what we really have. So it'll be interesting to see where we really end up and what the speeds are, but I'm looking forward to it.
And then new crew chief in the 48, Cliff Daniels was saying that they feel confident with strategy because they can go off of what Chase Elliott did here to win last year. Are you kind of aware of that in Hendrick? Does everybody kind of look at what the 9 team did last year in terms of the way they executed and say that's a good game plan?
Yeah, they obviously executed really well, but they were really fast as well. Chase does a really good job at these racetracks, especially here, and he was able to be competitive really regardless of what the strategy was. So I think on my side of things, I got to get the speed to where he was at. I definitely felt like I was more of the issue than the race car was last year, but just got to do the best job we can.
Just last one. You seem sort of just, are you relieved that you're already in the playoffs and don't have to worry about doing well here? It seems like you're a little less confident about this place.
It's just not one of my better places. I don't think I'm less confident because I've worked really hard throughout the week to try to be more prepared and to do a better job. It's just, I was really confident about Sonoma, and Saturday went really well, and then Sunday came and we struggled. So just trying to figure out what the correlation is from practice to the race, and how to carry speed over into the race, and how to get your car where you need it throughout practice to race well. It's just something that I've struggled to put together at this racetrack.
Additional questions for Alex, our guest? We'll go right over here to Lee Spencer.
Lee Spencer, RacingBoys.com. Alex, to kind of follow up on that, how is the dynamic different between you and Chase compared to the other two teams, since you guys have been locked in for a while? What has your strategy been looking towards the playoffs?
Well, I think it's definitely allowed us to be aggressive with things and try some things throughout the last couple of weeks, and just try to find things that are going to help our race cars throughout the playoffs, and not have to worry about the if it doesn't work. We're definitely locked in, but we're still here to win every week, and here to see what we can make happen each and every week. So we're just probably a little more aggressive, and we're not necessarily worried about stage points. We're more worried about finishing position and stuff like that. So it's just kind of determines our strategy a little bit in the sense that we're not going to go get stage points and then settle for 20th because of the stage points. We're trying to win races.
Any additional questions? Oh, we'll go up here to Dustin, then we'll go right here.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Last year at this time you were on that bubble spot, but there was a big gap. It wasn't as tight as what it is for some of the guys now. But in a situation like that, what is life like on the bubble? I mean, I know it's not like what Boyer and Newman and Jimmy are going through right now because the gap is closer than what you were going through. But what's life like on the bubble at this point in the season? Yeah,
it's definitely tough. It's not a lot of fun. It's a lot of stress and a lot of pressure. It really wasn't that bad, I didn't think, last year until we got to Indy, and we crashed pretty early, and we're kind of riding around, just trying to finish. And I could see, I think it was McMurray was pretty close to the front, and I'm trying to look past 30 cars on restarts and see where everybody's at. So that was really stressful. I think I was talking to Jimmy about it last week, actually, and it's just interesting how they approach it. I feel like Jimmy obviously is going to do a better job approaching it than I would, just based on experience. And my question to him was if he still gets nervous and still gets butterflies in his stomach or whatever after winning 7 championships. And it was just interesting to talk to him about how he's feeling versus how I felt last year and all that. So it's been really cool getting to lean on him throughout the year and kind of learn from how he approaches situations like that. I think you got to ask him that. I can't give away all the answers, but no, he's an open book, so it's really cool to be able to lean on him.
We'll go right up front here.
Alex, Brian Charing with WENY. Curious about the simulator. You said you only used it twice this year. Can you walk us through and elaborate on that a little bit? Why'd you decide to use it for this particular race?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there was a time that we were able to use it really effectively, and then it's just hard to, when you're going to a racetrack that you haven't raced with this rules package, you don't really know what the lap times are going to be. You don't really know what the grip level is going to be. So it's hard to get in the simulator and perfectly correlate what you're going to have when you get here. And sometimes you almost dial yourself out with it. So I just kind of pick and choose the places that I'd like to run it. So I've run it before Sonoma and before Watkins Glen, just trying to get all the visual stuff down and breaking points and stuff like that. But I think it just as much as the simulator can help you, it can probably hurt you in certain situations. So I try to I try to use it a little better than if I would just put 100% in on it every week.
We have one more question right here.
Hey, Alex, Rich Culver with Motor Racing Network. Going to Michigan next week with that new aero package. Do you guys figure some stuff out there, and do you have a game plan as we go into next week?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Michigan. We raced really well there earlier this year. You know, we were running top 5, and that last green-white checkered, we were stuck on the bottom and couldn't really go anywhere. But it's a fun place. I think the aero package obviously changed it quite a bit. It'll be interesting to see with how everybody's learned each and every week. We take that package to the racetrack. It'll be interesting to see what it's like going back there versus what it was like the first race there, and see if guys have figured new stuff out or changed their approach. So I thought our car drove really well there last time. We were a little down on single car speed, but it turned into a good race for us. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Before I let you guys go, Michaela, you've designed this meaningful and awesome helmet for Alex this weekend. Could you offer any other pointers to him, maybe about getting through the inner loop or anything like that?
I
Please.
don't think I can, but I am really excited that you're going to be wearing the helmet. So thank you. Also, thank you to Exalta and CarStar for making this possible for the helmet.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for joining us this morning. Good
Thanks,
luck this
guys.
weekend, Alex.